Yellowstone Supervolcano, and NASA's bold plan to save our planet from another apocalyptic super-eruption. NASA has an ambitious plan, and it has to do with stopping a super-eruption extinction level event. They want to stop the apocalyptic eruption that could be possible in the future, involving one of the world's 21 or some odd supervolcanoes, Yellowstone. Now, beneath the beautiful landscape of Yellowstone National Park, it's filled with geysers and hot springs, but there lies the enormous magma chamber. Under the chamber is the area that they say filling the chamber is what is underneath, reaching all the way down to the US-Mexico border. Now, geophysicist Robert Smith's research 8 years ago finds that the magma chamber is now 50 miles long and 12 miles wide, and a study last month warned the concept of what is eruptible needs to be re-evaluated, as new research suggests volcanic eruptions can still occur even within the known presence of liquid magma. Previous knowledge about the likelihood of a super eruption from this volcano was based on the presence of liquid magma. Associate Professor Martin Danensk of the team of Oregon State University published their findings in the journal Communications, Earth and Environment after studying Lake Toba in Sumatra. It's a body of water underneath which the supervolcano lies. NASA claims a supervolcano eruption remains one of the greatest natural threats to human life, and is substantially greater than the asteroid or comet impacting our Earth. Such a threat, according to Brian Wilcox of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Now, the last time a supervolcano erupted was about 27,000 years ago in the North Island of New Zealand. The volcano there, the super eruption, did away with a lot of humans and animals and plants, and anthropologists believe that only 2,000 human couples remained worldwide after that super eruption. It was almost an extinction level event, an ELE as they call it. Now, Professor Dankis in his study says that the supervolcano eruptions can, of course, impact global climate to the point of tipping the Earth into a volcanic winter, which is an abnormally cold period that may result in widespread famine, of course, and population disruption. The last eruption was Lake Toba supervolcano, resulting in the genetic bottleneck in human evolution, according to Professor Danensk and his team findings. They believe that human population rapidly sank to between 3,000 and 10,000 people between 50,000 and 100,000 years ago. Okay, 3,000 to 10,000 people. So that's less than 2,000 couples. Now, there is some genetic evidence to support their claim. The BBC report from 2017 detailed NASA's plan. The plan to attempt to prevent another eruption. As we said, there's about 20 some odd volcanoes around the Earth, supervolcanoes that is, and Professor Danisic said super eruptions happen at about every 17,000 years. In other words, we're overdue for a super eruption by 10,000 years, is what he's trying to say. The most recent super eruption came from the supervolcano from the North Island of New Zealand, Lake Taupo, 26,500 years ago. NASA contacted BBC after the broadcaster published the article about supervolcanoes, sent scientists to consider the issue. They concluded that the most logical solution could involve simply cooling down the volcano. if the amount of heat extracted from Yellowstone Supervolcano could be increased. NASA argued it would never erupt, and they estimate a 35% increase in heat transfer would be required for it to no longer pose a threat. Wilcox explained that building a big aqueduct to increase the amount of water in the supervolcano was ruled out early on. He said people don't want their water spent that way. People are desperate for water all over the world, and so a major infrastructure project where the only way the water is used is to cool down the supervolcano would be very controversial. Instead, NASA's team proposed drilling up to 10 kilometers down into the supervolcano. That's 6 miles down. That's the roof of the magma chamber, 6 miles down. And pumping water down through high pressure. The water would cool the volcano, and the outgoing water, reaching temperatures of about 350 degrees Celsius, could be used to generate electricity. The project could come at an estimated cost of about $3.5 billion. Mr. Wilcox argued geothermal companies would need incentives to drill deeper and use hotter water than they normally would. Now, is it a good idea to be drilling into a supervolcano, which is not at all anywhere near a regular volcano? Now, drilling into the supervolcano comes with its own risks, notably triggering the eruption that they wish to prevent. Wilcox acknowledged that the most important thing with this is to do no harm. If you drill into the top of the magma chamber and try to cool it from there, this would be very risky. No kidding, no kidding. That's what you're trying not to do. And he says this would make the cap over the magma chamber more brittle prone to fracture. A Discover magazine report last year explained the heightened explosivity, sorry, I'm flustered, of the 2010 eruption of Iceland's Eyjafjallajökull volcano was caused by the addition of water from the melting ice. Now, the report also explained the volume of water needed would be equivalent to one of the Great Lakes in America to even make a dent. So obviously that's out of the question. That's of the little clean water that we have in the world. Now, despite the 1 to 2,000 measurable earthquakes seen in the region every year, there are limited signs a Yellowstone eruption is coming anytime soon. There is little evidence to suggest magma is in a state that could erupt. Wilcox finished by saying, Yellowstone explodes roughly every 600,000 years, and it is about 600,000 years since it last exploded, which should cause us to sit up and notice. The Discovery report, in contrast, said we cannot know if these eruptions happen with any cyclical event, cyclicality, given their infrequency. Now, Michael Pollan, who is in charge of Yellowstone volcano, is in no way going to allow anyone to touch the supervolcano with plans like this, like using it for geothermal or pumping in water, etc. As long as he's there, he's not going to allow that, because this is what he stated many times in the past. This is by Charlie Pitcock, Express UK. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Taking a look at Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, USGS. This is the park outline, is the blue. And this is Yellowstone Lake. This is the caldera with the orange outline. This is the caldera. The lake is in the 4 or 5 o'clock position. And of course, the lake sits on the top of the roof of the magma chamber, which is about 3 to 6 miles down if you're walking around there. So this is Hebgen Lake, where we have the 7.3 magnitude earthquake in August of 1959. And that caused landslides. But let's take a look at a few of the GPS stations to see how the deformation is going. Okay, let's take that displacement, see how it goes. What's happening? Where did it go to? Okay, again. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, here we have east. If it's going up, it means it's going east. If it's going up here, it's going north. It's going northeast, as we can see, and it's seasonal. It's not really inflating in that position. this one here. Now let's go somewhere around this one, this GPS station here, P709, to see what's happening there. Again, it's going east, north is steady, but again, its fluctuation is seasonal and steady. And let's go somewhere closer to our lake. No, let's go to Hebgen Lake. Okay, GPS P458. Okay, here we go. It's steadily in the middle, but instead of going north here, it's going south. And we see a little bit of an increase in the deformation. It's inflating, as we can see. And let's go to this one here, GPS P361. Okay, it's going west, southwest, and it's a little bit inflating. So we see that we have various directions of the land masses here. Let's go to this one, P686. It's going west, southwest, and steady. So you can see that Yellowstone basically is moving in all different directions. Let's take this one here, P710. Okay, inflating a little bit here. Again, it's seasonal. It's going west and south. So I'll leave links below for you for this. Is from USGS Yellowstone Volcano Observatory monitoring. And they had about 90 some odd earthquake. Oh, visible. 582 earthquakes in the past 8 days. Sorry, not 500, 852 earthquakes. That's a lot. A lot of them are swarms, as you can see in these areas. I'll leave links below for you for this. Thank you for your support.